we split. Claudia and we split. We just didn't know what we were doing, and we kind of hated each other for a certain time because we were young parents and just we couldn't take it anymore, and we split. And I went back to my house, and she lived at her house. That started a really dark time in my life. Really dark, really. I started discovering things that I never was into before that. I never touched any drugs. I never touched any, alcohol. I'd never been with too many, a lot of girls either. Claudia was, one of my, first encounters, so like I wasn't known to be out there in the streets like that. But when we broke up, things got crazy for me in my life, right? So I'm kind of wilding out, I'm trying to live it up, like, because I've been with this girl throughout my high school. She's like making faces at me. I've been with her. I was with her, throughout most of high school. So I was like, man, I didn't date anyone else. Like, this is time to experiment. This is time to try out new things. And oh boy, was that a terrible mistake to just go out and try to live it up, because I don't know. I was trying to fill a void that only, God could fill. But at the time I was looking for it in women, I looked for it in just streets, like kind of clubbing and parties and things like that. I got a little bit into, smoking marijuana for a certain time. Never a big person into that, but I tried it out a few times. And I was just really lost, man. Really lost for a few years after me and her split up.
Oh, was Claudia your compass?
Yes, exactly. No, I'm just kidding. I thought you said something else. No, we didn't. We weren't chatting. Like, we were bad. Like, she couldn't even see me. Like, if I walked into that house, like, it was baby mama drama. That's what it was, right? So it was drama, and we were two immature, young, broken kids, right? With a baby that had to somehow make it work for the rest of our lives, right? Because we have a child together. And man, it was just a lot of drama, a lot of bull crap, a lot of, cops getting called. Like, it was ugly. That in itself is a whole nother testimony. But point is, I had a really dark period after we broke up where I was just doing not so good things. Then I started having an encounter with God. I started looking for God. I'm sorry, I don't know how much you talk about God in this podcast.
No, that's fine, man.
Part of my
testimony. Story you can share.
So I started looking for God because I was going through depression at the time, and I didn't know what was wrong with me. I didn't even know it was called depression. I know now, but I was depressed. I had severe anxiety. I was in a hospital every day thinking I was dying, telling the doctors, hey, I'm dying. I'm telling you, something's wrong with me, and they didn't know what was wrong with me. And I was in a very dark depression, deep depression. So thankfully, God reached out to me in a certain way, which I'm not going to talk about now, but through certain people, I started looking for God. At the same time, she started looking for God on her own without me knowing and without her knowing about me, right? So we kind of came together, started talking, and through our conversations, we're like, oh, wait a minute, you're going to church now? Oh, yeah, me too. I started visiting a friend's church, and I'm kind of praying now. I don't know what this is really about, but it's helping me. It's helping my anxiety. It's helping my depression. So then that kind of brought us back together. And eventually we got back together. And by the time we got back together, we were both searching for God and just looking for answers and things. And eventually I gave my all to God, and that's when I got married. We got married, and my life started changing and looking better and better. And, I stopped looking at things from the street, stopped obviously dealing with other women,